What's up, everybody? I'm back with another movie review. And this one is of The Runaway. I think it's called The Runaway. The correct title of the movie will be in the title of this video. But I think it's called The Runaway, like Runway, something like that. Another rock movie came out in 2003. The vibes that this movie gave off to me right off the bat, the vibes that this movie gave off to me were basically a hybrid of Indiana Jones and Jurassic Park. And I believe for certain that they used the same filming island as they did for Isla Nublar in both Jurassic Park and Jurassic World. Because they look very, very similar, and some of the not set pieces, but some of the mountains in the background, some of the waterfalls, they look exactly the same. So I believe that they use the same filming locations. If you watched both movies and know about this, maybe a little bit more about me, comment down below if I'm correct or if I'm wrong. I'd like to know. But yeah, basically hybrid between Jurassic Park and Indiana Jones, because they're going for like this artifact that's supposed to like bring peace to the world and peace to the island, I should say. Because again, it's on an island, it's Jurassic Park, same filming stuff and everything. And then in they're going on this like adventure, and it's like this guy from the city's going off in this island, and they run through stuff, and that's how I think it's Indiana Jones and the island, and being stranded out there and everything like that. I think that's why it's like more like Jurassic Park, sort of thing. But this movie is somewhat comedy driven. Again, like it's higher quality than Doom. However, again, I do think it was slightly better than the last two movies I've done. That they were also in this 3-pack of Dwayne Johnson collection. I think the characters do an alright job. I mean, there was a lot of connections that I had to try and make throughout the movie. But like, who's connected to what mafia? Who's calling who? Like, who's got who? Like, is somebody just a rando off the streets, or is the military after them? Like, are the police after them? Like, who's what? Like, there was a little hard to connect that all. But eventually, near the end of the movie, I was able to get it all connected. And if I watched it through again, I would be able to piece it together and probably be able to dig up some more details that I wasn't able to do this time around. But it's quite insane. There's a lot of action in this movie. There's a lot of talk about comedy though. They had a lot of funny. The scene, one of the couple scenes that really stand out to me. One, they were fighting some of the native people on the island, because they spoke a different language, and Dwayne Johnson couldn't understand what they were saying. The guy's friend who was there, but actually like his enemy, become friends, and he wouldn't help him out, so he's gonna start fighting the guy, and he's going that kind of thing. And I thought that was funny. There's like so quick movements against Mr. Dwayne. And then there was another scene with the monkeys. They're hanging on. They got caught in these booby traps, and these monkeys come along, and and then they're like, ah, 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 ah. Like, they're just like, and then a couple of them jump on them, and they make all these weird, funny movements, and then they start doing this. They just start jumping up and down, like, celebrating for absolutely no reason. It was super weird, but super funny. The monkeys end up coming back. End up coming back again a little bit later in the movie, as well, with this hilarious scene. There's some very epic fighting in this movie as well. A lot of cool action scenes as they're jumping around on jeeps and trailers and stuff like that, jumping around and sliding under stuff and jumping around and all of that kind of stuff. And that was really fun to watch. Some good action scenes there. The acting was pretty good as well, I should say. Which was in there was a girl. She becomes Kevin James's sidekick and zookeeper. She was in this movie. She plays a pretty big role as well. No other characters that I really full out recognize other than Dwayne Johnson and that girl. Not that I can remember off the top of my head, but and then there was a lot of other awesome scenes as well. I mean, they fly over a water tower, and then there's the yak chase scene, which I thought was cool. But in the end, it really served no purpose, uh, which was weird. It didn't really serve that much of a purpose because I think the goal of the chase scene, that like stampede, was for Dwayne and the other people to be able to go in because they put the entire town on lockdown, so that was their excuse to be able to, their way to be able to get into the city and fight all the guys and kill the leader and all that sort of thing. But it's after the chase, after the stampede is like clearing out, that they actually go in and the fights begin. So really doesn't serve that much of a purpose. It was a pretty epic scene to watch though. But why did they summon them with bagpipes? Beats me. I have no idea. That's up for Reddit to decide, I guess. Quite honestly, I have no clue. It was 2003. Nobody knew what they were doing. Their depiction of a Ram truck, the exact same as a Ram truck looks like now, shows their evolution today. And then, but the movie didn't even start out as like a Jurassic Park / Indiana Jones hybrid. It started out like this like rave spy movie because he goes in and he's like putting these like inputs on football players, college football players are at this big party, and it's like this ring. The ring really hasn't. The ring, okay. They never talk about the ring. Like they set the ring up as like this big thing that's going to be the big reason behind what's going on throughout the whole movie. But after he goes to the island, it's not really like after he leaves his boss's house and goes to the island, it's really not talked about again. I think the reason is for that. I think they slightly hinted at this, slightly mentioned it, but I think the reason is because he lost the ring, can't get it back, so now he's got to do something else instead to regain his boss's trust and everything. So I guess that's what it is. But they really set it up hard to just never use it again, which was wild and weird, I guess. And then there were some other funny scenes with like this hallucinogenic fruit that they use to knock people out at the end of the movie. And then the end of the movie, right? They go on this. They set up like this. They leave the house after knocking out the dad and the bodyguards and stuff like that. And then they leave, and he's like, "I'm not getting in the car. I'm not getting in the car." And then he goes fighting. And then he does this weird thing. It's like, ooh, look at his legs, right? I'm gonna kick you in the face and stuff like that. And then he's like a bluff, but it was so drawn out. Like if it's gonna be that drawn out, at least make it part of let's make it a real fight. But even then, it was the end of the movies. Like you think it's not really gonna be a fight, but then they set it up to think it's gonna be a fight, and it's not being a fight. So weird. But again, like I said in Doom, that part of it was probably not necessary to give a good finish to the movie. But I don't know. That's just my opinion. So I'm trying not to sneeze. But that's my thoughts of, I think it's called The Runaway. Again, I'm going to put the correct title of the movie in the comments. And not in the comments, but in the title of this video. If you've ever seen this movie, let me know your opinions on it in the comment section down below. Stay tuned for much more amazing content. And until next time, I will see you guys later. I promise I'm not sick. I'm just about to sneeze. Yeah, bye.